What's up, Pearl? A tipsy and a tuna? What's up, Tune? Tell me about it. What a beautiful morning it is. How is it going? Boys and girls, welcome back to Key West Waterman. My name is Aaron Young. Catch you up to speed. We just had a pretty hefty cold front hit yesterday, and it's not often after a cold front the wind dies down. What? I hear you. It's not after a cold front the wind dies down. The wind just dropped to, I think it's like 10 knots right now. 62 degrees out, 10 knots. I'm supposed to be in the office today doing some busy work, trying to catch up with some stuff, and the internet went out, so what can you do? I guess in a convenient inconvenience, I think the universe wants me to go fishing, so I figured maybe we'll run out and do a little bit of rod and reel fishing and see if we can bend some rods. I figured I'd bring you along. The agenda for today, honestly, I'd like to pull some bigger baits if I can find them, but I'm kind of going with the flow. I've got some new reels. I just got in new rods and reels, so I just got in from Shimano. I'll talk a little bit about them and why I went with these. I did want to break them in. Always looking for an excuse to go fishing, so. But yeah, would like to pull some big baits if possible, and if not, we'll kind of see what happens and go with the flow. So first, I'm gonna head out and see if we can locate maybe some blue runners or bar jacks or something like that, and take it as it comes. So pulled up to this wreck. This is actually the first spot I checked, so maybe I got a little lucky. I'm not sure if that's exactly what I want, but it looks pretty darn close. How it's just a big giant ball, lots of it. Normally that's going to be bait, so I'm going to get a sabiki set up, show you what I'm using, and see if we can find some baits. So before we get started showing you what I'm using to catch bait, I wanted to show you what I brought and why. Shimano Speedmaster 12. Just wanted a conventional with a lip lure just in case I can't find bait. I can at least pull a plug and hopefully try and get on something big. I like to have a backup plan. Shimano Saragosa 5000. This is a smaller inshore reel and for catching bait. And these are my new setups. Big thanks to Shimano. I actually was able to get in touch with someone from Shimano and they helped me get some new setups. I've got some more coming. I did get 4 of these. This is personally my, if I had to pick one spinner kind of all around for the keys, this would be it. This is the Saragosa 8000. It can do anything from inshore patch reefs all the way out to grouper, tuna, throwing for mahi, casting. They did revamp these Travala rods recently. I've always had the older Travalas on my previous spinning reels. These are new. I haven't tested these yet, so I'm looking forward to it. But the full specs on this, Shimano Saragosa 8000. I'll give you the model number. This is the Travala TVS 66MB. They make heavier versions of this, lighter versions of this. There's 100 different ways to do this, to catch a fish. These rods are actually labeled as jigging rods. I've always fished the Travalas on my spinners and I love them for everything. Anything from bottom fishing to casting, jigging obviously. But that is what I have. We're gonna drift over this wreck. I'm gonna drop some sabikis. Because that bait looked pretty deep and I don't know what it is, I'm gonna go with something a little bigger. Sabikis come in all different shapes and sizes, different line thicknesses and whatnot. This one is, the main line's 50 pound, the branches are 30 pounds. So that's what I'm gonna start with just because I'm going a little deeper. So if you've ever used a sabiki, I feel like they're always a nightmare. I feel like they're one-time use only. Oh, look what we got. What's up, guys and gals? You're just bored wondering what I'm doing. That's pretty neat. Heyo. Welcome to Key West. All right, let's get this sabiki on there. So essentially what I'm gonna try and do, pull up near that mark and see, once I mark that ball of bait again, I'm gonna drop down immediately. Just kind of need to be ready. Whoop, there we go. And my transducer, the transducer in the boat is in the back of the boat. So you want to keep that in mind when you're driving over something. Essentially, if you're moving, it's going to be behind you every time. Just kind of get it to where you think they are, and you want to jig. So I hit a little mark that time. It wasn't as big as that first mark, so sometimes takes a little trial and error. They hit it that time, landed right on them. Can't tell if I've got a bunch of them or if they're smaller, or a bunch of them and they're smaller, or if I've got big. Oh, little bonitas. Ah, that would be a really good thing. Otherwise, these are really hard to keep alive. If I was rigged and ready to fish, I'd really like these, but unless you have tuna tubes, they swim around in the well and just bash against the walls, and they don't last very long. So I dropped on the other side. There was a different looking mark down deep. Let's see if maybe it was a different type of bait, hopefully. There we go, that's what I'm after. They made a giant mess, but that's okay. There's some blue runners, a little on the smaller side, but it'll work. Make a great trolling bait for kingfish. Sometimes wahoo will eat them, sailfish. I'd like to have a dozen of these if possible, but take what I can get. Coming up in Tuesday. Oh no, lost one. Feels like I've got maybe 2 or 3. Oh, one just came off. Felt them come off. There we go. Triple, baby. Alrighty. That should be enough. It took me about 2 hours in total, a lot longer than that normally takes. Sometimes bait's easy, sometimes it's difficult. Today it was difficult, but I think there's like 10 or 11 in there, so let's go fishing. We're gonna be fishing a stinger rig. Everybody does this a little different. Hook them in the head, you can hook them in the nose. Essentially a stinger rig is a hook with a treble hook trailing. Put that second hook somewhere in the back. I fished double J's on this. I've fished a sliding treble. You can do it a bunch of different ways. Everyone's got their own preference to it. We're just gonna bump troll these real slow. I'm gonna run one long, one short. I'm sure you're wondering why I chose this area to fish. I get that question all the time. What makes you choose a specific area? When you spend a lot of time out here, you kind of stay on top of the fish, talk to your buddies, you hear things. This area has been holding a lot of kings and wahoo lately. Yeah, it's nothing more than that. It's just a section of the reef that tends to hold life more than the others. Goes from 50, drops down to about 110. and it tends to hold a lot of bait, so that's why I'm here. Fish on. Kind of a slow, subtle bite. I had to guess maybe a smaller king. Hold on, I'm gonna have to walk the boat. Oh my gosh, she came undone. I don't know what that was. It did a crazy run. It went straight under the boat. I have a feeling it grabbed my, wow, that was, started out mellow and then just out of nowhere took off. I have a feeling it hit my keel guard. I have a big sticky thing on the front up under the bow, and it felt like it was rubbing on that. Whew. That fish started out mellow. I didn't think it realized it was hooked and then just took off. Dang, that's a bummer. Whoa. Right after that first one, I hadn't even got that second rod rigged. Oh my God, he pulled it. Ah! That was two there right in a row. Whew! Mo for two. So as fishermen, we do this thing where we instantly start thinking about everything you could have done differently and right. I guess that's part of learning. I haven't had a lot of fish run to the front that quick, especially mackerels. I mean, it felt like just a few seconds and that fish was up. I didn't have time to grab the camera. It was up in front of the boat. I should have just sprinted to the front with it, not worried about the camera. It went up and then across. I didn't even have time to get it around the bow and clear it. But that one's gonna hurt. That was a big fish. Made quite the run there. I had a feeling he got scared. One little swipe right there. Hit him right there in the tail. Good luck. So I had two bites there. Again, one just got the best of me. The other one spit the hook. Caught me off guard. Fish did not know it was hooked and just got ahead of me and I couldn't catch up. But nothing for about 45 minutes. I'm gonna move down just a little bit and I will try another spot. Preliminary looks a little bit bluer, not completely blue, but looks bluer than where I was. Let's give it a go. Whoop, that looks like a fish. That sounds like the right one. Didn't even get him set. Take the boat in gear because I'm by myself. Need some type of movement. Move you up here for a better angle. Had the bigger bait out, put him out long. I put a small one short, and the second I set it in the rod holder, it was just a few seconds, whatever it was, grabbed it. Up high to keep it out of my way. That was quick, new spot. This wants to go the other way, so we're gonna go with it. Gotta go with it. Walk with your fish. I'm not sure, ate like a king, but it's weird because it's coming up. A lot of times the kings will stay down. But at the end of the day, they do what they want. There he goes, back down. Got some color, it's like the right one. Grab my other gaff. Woohoo! Nice king mackerel. Oh. Bad idea. I'm gonna brain him first. Got him with the treble hook right in the neck. Not a monster, but a good one. Those teeth. Yee. Beautiful fish. Thank you, buddy. Wanted to check this one just because I kind of sat there for a sec. Oh! That is the makings of a mackerel right there. Isn't that amazing? They can hit that and miss that hook. As always, brain, blade. gut it if you want. The water actually looks decently blue here. There's a little bit of tide. The last spot there was no tide. Maybe we can get lucky and catch a wahoo. Only had the one bite here on this spot. The water looks really good though. I'm marking a lot of stuff, just hadn't had any other bites. But I think I'm gonna give it 10 more minutes. It's 5:20 right now. I'll give it till 5:30, and then I'd like to go pull some tuna lures out in the deep water and see if we can, while we're out here. I got a kingfish to smoke. I'd like to see, because we're out here, see if we can go get a tuna, but we'll see. 10 more minutes. Oh my, that was a bluefin tuna. That was a bluefin tuna. I don't even know what to do here. I'm in serious trouble. I hope the camera picked it up. That thing came out of the water. I'm pretty sure it was a bluefin. I didn't see the sickles. Oh my God. What do you even do? Like, what do you do? I'm at a loss here. I genuinely don't know what to do. I'm like 90% sure it's a bluefin, and if it was a bluefin, it's too big. Too big for me to keep. We're not allowed to keep trophy-sized bluefin down here.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 30530.
This fish is gonna spool me. I don't really have, there's nothing I can do here. This is irresponsible to try and fight this thing. I'm just gonna palm it and pop it. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to break it. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Our regulations here are different. We, from my understanding, I could be wrong, we are not allowed to keep a trophy size, what they call a giant bluefin, over 73. And as you can see, that would have been, I'm chasing it with the boat, and it almost spooled me. I hope the camera got that bite. Woo! giant bluefin. That was a little hectic. I was trying to film and decide what to do and a bunch of other things. Morally, what do you do? Try and fight it and get it to the boat and potentially wear it out to where it dies? Even if I wanted to, I don't think I stood a chance on this spinner. Well, I got the majority of my line back. It popped. I had no choice but to palm it. I feel like I did the right thing. I just at a loss for words. That thing was, hopefully, like I said, hopefully I think the camera was on. That fish was every bit of 300 pounds, maybe more. Wow. I'm gonna call it. That was an unbelievable day. I would have loved to have catch a blackfin, but I can't complain. Got a nice kingfish in there and got to see a bluefin tuna come out of the water and eat. That was just unbelievable. Can't wait to see the clip, but by the time I get back into the dock, it's gonna be dark. So I'll just leave this fish on ice overnight. It's gutted and bled, and we'll deal with it tomorrow. So I will see y'all then. What's up, dude? Tell me about it. Yeah, tell me. What's doing, Tipsy? What a beautiful day. So it is the next morning, obviously. The weather's just been unbelievable lately. It's been lows of 62 to 65. The highs are like 70. I don't know what more you could ask for. It's just been a lovely winter this far. But something I did want to say, I watched some of that footage from yesterday, and I pulled the boat out this morning, and something I found interesting, and just obviously it confirmed my suspicion. I hauled the boat out this morning and I got up under it on the rack, and you could see where that first fish that I lost, I didn't expect that fish to run up forward that fast and come to the surface. You can see where the braid actually cut into my keel guard, which was pretty wild. That fish are fast. There's no doubt about it. That just got the best of me, and that was just another lesson learned. But got this king mackerel here. To be honest, the majority of this fish is going to go, I'm going to take it over to my good friend Mr. George, and he's going to smoke it and make some fish dip. But I did want to try one recipe, and I haven't done this in probably, or show you one recipe. I haven't done this in, see, I'm 34. It's probably been maybe close to 15 years since I've done this. Definitely going to be some judgment on it, but I did want to show you. I used to eat this all the time. So I'm going to cut just one section out. Like I said, the majority of this is going to go into some fish dip. And just wanted to take a little piece so I can show you something we used to do back in the day. It won't take much. Okay, just enough so hopefully I can make Madeline try it if I can talk her into it. And like I said, this if you're not familiar, you're from maybe out of the US, or you don't see a lot of kings. Kings are not known for their table fare, so to speak. Like I said, normally they get smoked or something of that sort and put into a dip. It's just a little, it's a little, you know, kind of, I don't want to say gray, darker color. It's not white like wahoo. It is soft like a mackerel. I've actually had it seared on some really small ones, what we call snakes, the little, 5-pounders. I've seared it, put it with soy sauce, and it's been fine. Like I said, a lot of people turn their nose up at it, but again, all the rest of this fish is going to go over to Mr. George. He's going to make some fish dip out of it, but I'm going to show you something that we used to do back in the day called poor man's lobster. So I'll see you in the kitchen. All right, I'm kind of excited about this just because of the reaction I'm going to get. And again, I haven't made this recipe in probably 15 years. Keep in mind, didn't have access to a lot of fish back then. I lived in Titusville, Florida, fished here and there. We just didn't get a lot of different species like we do here in the Keys. We're spoiled down here. And what made me remember this recipe was a subscriber actually emailed me and said, hey, have you ever tried something called poor man's lobster? And the second he said that name, I knew exactly what he was talking about. And he pretty much gave me the exact same recipe that we used to do. And it's probably going to gross some of you out. Some of you, if you've never tried it, you may want to try it, but we used to eat it. I haven't eaten it in so long, I don't even remember what it tastes like, but I can pretty much imagine. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. So we've got our kingfish. Again, kingfish is not celebrated as your common table fare. It's normally smoked. So what we're going to do, got some Old Bay, some boiling water, and we're going to take our kingfish. It's just been diced, just in little chunks, and you guessed it, we're going to boil that. And it doesn't take long. It's, if I remember, it's been so long, it's only, depends how much you throw in there, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I've got some butter along with some lemon wedges. So we're gonna boil that. Madeline doesn't know what I'm cooking, so I'm gonna make her eat this without telling her. And just give her the name and we're gonna see what she thinks about it. And quite honestly, I'm pretty excited. It's been so long, so let's see. In all honesty, that was maybe 1.5 minutes. Little chunks, they boil so quickly. It's a little bit more Old Bay. And there it is. Your poor man's lobster. Anything cool down there?
No, we don't have any friends.
All right, so I just need an honest reaction.
Do I get to know what it is?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
So just take a chunk, do butter. If you want lemon, do lemon. Just dunk of butter and eat it. Honest reaction, like legit honest.
Whoa.
I haven't had this in 15 years, so I don't even remember. You can imagine with what's on it, but.
Well, you cooked it great. What it's messing with the flavors are messing with my mind. What's happening here? What is this?
No, like, just give me an honest reaction. What does it taste like? Is it good, bad,
No, it's good.
mushy?
It's good. No, the meat's not. It's kind of mushier. It's not like super firm, but not.
So.
I don't know, kind of like yellowtail.
Back in my Titusville days, when all we could catch was king mackerels.
What?
We'd boil it and eat it.
Boiled. Is that why it's so juicy?
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
But not bad, right?
No, it's actually really good.
So this is kingfish, like probably the fish with the worst
What?
reputation down here.
I don't even think I've ever eaten kingfish, now that I think about it.
I mean, other than in a dip.
Well, like, yeah, smoked. I'm talking about like this way.
That was an honest reaction.
Mmm.
So we used to call it weird, right?
It's, yeah. It's
Confusing.
good, though.
Once you know what it is, it kind of throws you off, but if you
really
if
good.
you didn't know what it was, you'd eat it. I mean, it's not 5-star gourmet, but if you're hungry, you'll eat it.
No,
but
it's like, it's good. Like, it's
but-
not just if I'm starving, I'll eat it. I would
Let's
eat
be
this.
honest, it's covered in Old Bay and butter.
I was also about to say the Old Bay and butter
At
is
what
like...
point are you losing the food and you're just eating the protein? But it is edible. It's something we used to do with kingfish because that's all we had. I know I keep repeating it, but
It's good.
maybe give it a try. Have a little open mind, but
Can I have all this?
eat it all.
Perfect.
Put some lemon on there.
Oh, right.
But you would never think kingfish. Everyone turns their nose
No.
to kingfish.
No.
That's so funny.
It's so
I
good.
honestly thought you were gonna not like it because of texture.
No, the texture's fine. It's just, it's like a little softer, but it's still nice.
It brings me back to my old days. That's so funny. I'm glad you like it.
Good flavor.
Guess what the name is? Did I tell you?
No.
Poor man's lobster is what we used to call it. Poor man's lobster.
That's too funny.
Too funny.
Especially with the Old Bay. And the
Give it a try. Poor man's lobster. If you got any fish you don't like, king mackerel or anything else, boil it, throw some butter and Old Bay on it. But,
Clearly I like it. I'm already almost done.
that is all we have. What a day. I never regret going fishing for the most part. I've regretted a few days of fishing, but started off kind of slow and caught a king mackerel and hooked a giant bluefin tuna.
Oh, yeah. That's so
A day
cool.
I'll never forget. That's all I have. Really appreciate your time. Kind of rambling, but appreciate your time as always. And we'll see you on the next one. Later.